Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart beat wide. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Good morning. Hello. I'm listening to my CD. I'm listening to my Christmas CD, and I'm digging it. If you don't have one, I'm here to encourage you. But hair and makeup, please. Little hair and makeup. Little hair and makeup. Happy golden days of yore. I will be here through Christmas creating virtual Christmas cards. So if anyone wants one, let me know. And t-shirts. T-shirts. We've got lots of t-shirts for you to choose from. Long sleeve, short sleeve, black ones, white ones. With me on them, with Lillian on them, all with 1111 because it's all about 1111 because it's always 1111 somewhere. Steve Salerno. I guess I better go to Facebook, see if I'm actually here. And if I am, I'll make it public. Public, go public, go public. Edit privacy. Public, done. Yes. Hey, Julie Luce. Good morning. How are you? Julie Luce is watching. Who are near to us, gather near to us once more. I sent you something in the mail, Julie. You should be getting it soon, I hope. Sunday morning, December 19th, 2021. Can you believe it? I love his playing. Ooh. So good. Woo! Every day, another virtual Christmas card. And now, what is now? What is happening now? Good morning. Oh, thank you. Good morning. Necklace, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, by the way, I'm asking you a favor. The two of you that are here right now. Maybe there's more of you, but I only see two. The two of you that are here right now, three of you, could you please share the post where the video, Julie, the post where that I shared from Blue Coast, where the video where I get, oh, Jenna, yay, Jenna. I just want to get that out there. So far, there are 12 shares without me asking, so I thought I might as well ask the two of you. Mom, will you please share it? Julie, will you share it? Nicholas, could you share it? Mama Grace is on. Well, I'm ready for a little Sunday morning party. What about you guys, ladies and gentlemen? What's today? MC Macaroni in the house. What up? Hey, what up? AKA AJ, AKA Alex Martinez. Okay, come on, brother. Press the button, press the button. Yeah. Hey!
Word to your mother.
Word to my mother. My mother's watching, brother. Mama Grace is here.
Word to Mama Grace.
What's up?
What's up?
What are you doing?
Nothing. Just kicking it this morning.
You're gonna need one of these shirts.
Holy crap!
I know, right?
Yes, I will require that shirt. Exactly.
Sure.
How do I get that shirt?
Well, they are $39.99 plus shipping and handling, which is $11.11. So you do the math. And for people that are guests on the show, they get a discount.
Nice.
You can get it in.
Well,
There are black, there's white, there's long sleeve. You could probably even get it in a hoodie. I'm thinking there's a hoodie available. I know. I won't
I
wear
I
I can't wear, I'm not going to walk around with my face on a shirt, but I have also ones with Lillian on it. So I'll wear that probably.
nice. I might have to get two like that. One with Miss Lillian Pearl and one with you.
Yeah, yeah. What do you got going on your shirt? Your hoodie.
Oh, this is my old BPG hoodie. When I
Mhm.
worked at Berkeley Patients Group, they gave the staff um, some
Wow,
hoodies. They
PPG.
used to give us all kinds of gear, like baseball shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. Back when they had disposable cash during the medical cannabis days
Now, the
of
place that
California.
I used to go, I met up with you once and I was there a couple times, was on Ashby. Was that house?
Yes, that was okay. So that was a private member group.
That was fun. I was like,
Yeah, that place was chaotic.
wow.
It was used to be above the Albatross pub right there on San Pablo near University,
The
and
bird.
it was called 40 Acres.
Yep.
Uh, and
They had a cool
and
little
it
a little sign, 40 acres.
right, and they were operating under disputed rights. The operator in question had felt like he deserved to run a private club that also sold cannabis, and he was under dispute for a long period of time with the city of Berkeley. They kept on trying to shut him down, and he would, you know, have the law. He would have attorneys step in and fought things for quite a long time. What interesting thing? So 40 Acres, because it was African American owned and a lot of African American clientele, and they were in court one time, and I guess the judge during the case said something to the effect of the owner. They don't know why race was an issue because the owner doesn't look black. Their exact word, the judge's exact words.
I know
Needless to say,
what
Berkeley got caught with their pants down with that, and they had to recuse that judge,
I
and
remember even
it
reading. He
delayed
was
it even
so
further.
black. It was a big
Yeah,
thing.
and
I remember.
he was the offspring of a Black Panther. So so no,
Yeah.
look black. I mean, come on. So it was a ridiculous situation, made more ridiculous by all the roadblocks that the city of Berkeley put in place there. But
But that was
after I worked at,
a lot of fun.
yeah,
I,
no, it was. It definitely had a different vibe than a lot of the other consumption lounges in the Bay Area at the time. Hi, Julie. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Mama Grace is here, and Nicholas is here,
Mama
and
Grace.
somebody else is here. I'm not sure who. I'm not sure
That's
who.
me.
So,
I'm here.
how did your performance go the other day? Yo, yo, yo.
So I had to give my friend Joy, who people are familiar with if they didn't tune in a couple weeks ago. It's right, and she that's my best friend and my boss.
Hey,
But she had a birthday this past week, 3 days after mine, and I was broke. I didn't have anything to give her, and so I wrote a rap for her, and I wrote the rap, and my intentions were to perform it live for her, but I did not have the confidence to do so. So I recorded it, downloaded some app, music mixing app, and laid down some tracks, and I lip synced it, and it was pretty fun. It was
Can you
pretty
do it
fun. We
for
had
us
this.
today?
I'm sorry.
Can you do it for us today? It's just there's
Oh
only
God.
us here. Hey Patty, hey Rob.
Let's see here. I can do my best to recite it. I've got it written down. This is my script.
Hey, check that out.
And I wrote it, and then I went and found a beat for it. And then when I found the beat, then I had to rewrite it to take, to make the flow the proper. So I recorded it and I sent it to you,
Yep.
and that was what I lip synced for her. And her stepson was my beatbox because I put it over a beatbox beat. And so, I had the easy. Well, we both had the easy part because all he had to do was stand behind me and go like this, right? And then I wore my bandana over my face, so I didn't have to lip sync at all either. All I had to do was go the entire time my mouth is closed. So
Because you recorded it beforehand.
Exactly.
You lip sync yourself.
I lip synced it myself. Yes, I did I did. Yeah.
That's cool.
So it was fun. It was really fun. It was fun to record it and put it together, and it was fun to perform it. And she laughed, and it was hilarious. But there's a lot of little not in joke, but you have to have the context for understanding what the song was all about. So Joy was adopted 3 weeks after she was born in the Philippines, and her father was in the Navy, and mom wanted a little girl. She had 2 sons before her, and so she wanted a little girl, and so they adopted her. And they had to spend 2 years in the Philippines before they brought her back to the States. And so they brought her back to the States, and they settled in a little high Sierra town sandwiched between the Sierra Mountains called Lone Pine, which is about an hour south of Bishop.
Okay.
And they've got kind of off topic, but they've got this really beautiful granite. There's a property out there, a land that's just all granite rocks, huge granite rocks, and it's called the Alabama Hills. Alabama Hills, right? And so they shot like Gunga Din in the Alabama Hills, and that's on the east side of Mount Whitney. West side is Visalia, and the east side is Mount Whitney and Lone Pine. And so
the evening I ever spent was camping right there, and the next morning I got up and everybody was making coffee. You know where I went? To a hotel to take a bath. No kids, I'll see y'all later.
No, yeah, I feel that. What else can I tell you about? It's just outside of the old Japanese internment camp. I believe it's Manzanar. Yeah, so just outside of there too. Manzanar is just south of Lone Pine. Beautiful little city though. Just a tiny little town. It's one of those one signal light towns. I believe off of the 395. 395 goes right through there.
I've been to the
beautiful town.
Car show, the vintage car show in Bishop.
Yeah. But I fell in love with it the first time I went. Ironically, it was Joy who took me there when back in the
mid
2000s. We met at the silicone factory in San Diego that we worked at. Yes. Yeah. And strong, fast friendship. It was awesome. She's freaking hella. It was the sense of humor for me that kind of bonded us, because she had that weird sense of humor and I have that weird sense of humor, and together we were weird sense of humorists. So
I think it's the day you and I really met, when we were sitting there breathing together. We met and we clicked. We were like, yeah. Mm-hmm. I've met you before. I met you that night, like in a club, but then sitting there breathing next to each other. Breathe.
No, yeah, it was. Yeah, our first meeting was a very brief encounter where I would just fangirled over you inside the club, and then outside the club when you had to go and get the CD from your car and you were like, let me just get the CD to this weird dude, man. He's following me around the club, telling me how awesome I am. Really? So
Thank you.
yeah.
So can you prepare us for a little poetry glam tonight and maybe give us a little of that script?
Oh God, let's see. I could try and perform
You
it.
guys want to hear Alex? A little encouragement here.
Woo! Raise the roof. Okay, let's see.
I thought
Okay.
Alex might be surrounded by dozens of plates of his homemade food. Yeah, well, we will talk about food after this for sure, because I know that some food
Okay.
thrown
Oh
down.
God, I didn't do a lot of cooking. I didn't do a lot of cooking this week. I just did maybe some Salisbury steak and mashed potatoes with some green beans for the woman I caretake for and myself. It was delicious. It was very delicious. We had a good time. It was great.
Good. Come on down, Alex. Are you cooking for Christmas?
Yes, I've been requested to do a Mexican cuisine night on Christmas Eve. And so what's on the menu is going to be some tamales that I'm going to defrost, chili verde, pork in some green tomatillo sauce, rice, Spanish rice, beans. Gosh, I don't know what else. You know what I might do actually is I don't know how people are going to like it, but I'm going to do a nopales salad
Ooh,
with the jarred nopal.
yeah.
I saw that at the store the other day, and nopal is cactus, right? The big cactus palm type
Used
of
to have them
cactus.
in my
And,
Richmond backyard and then in my Mexico backyard. Yeah, it's getting.
yeah,
They're
they're delicious.
you saw jars of them?
Yeah, I see it out here. I saw them in a jar at the store, and so it was like, you know, maybe I'll make that too. And it's just going to be like a small salad, and it's not for everybody. Not a lot of people are going to like it. It's going to be kind of a meh, you know. I like them, you know, but I've met pure Mexicans, not American Mexicans, who don't eat nopal. They don't like it, and I'm just like,
It's like what do you call it? What's the thing that it's like okra in a way. It's got that
yes, kind of
thing.
like okra, you know, but it's going to be good.
My mom
Pozole,
asked
ew.
pozole. You don't like pozole? That's what we
I,
make. We make pozole and
I,
sopa.
I think it's because I don't like menudo, and menudo is just pozole without the tripe.
Yeah,
You know,
we don't put the tripe in. We do it with we do vegetarian and then we do pork and chicken.
right, right.
I
I
think
just don't do.
you don't do it.
Nah, nah.
Maybe if you're ever
No,
down
it's.
and she makes you some pozole, you'll eat it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I'll definitely be polite and have a small bowl, but
Then you can
I think it's just the.
tortillas.
I think it's the hominy that does it for me in
Oh,
that.
yeah, I love the hominy. Mm, no. Hey, how are your eyebrows?
They're there.
Guys,
They are present and accounted for.
that weren't here that day. Um, Alex had shaved. You shaved everything, right?
Yeah, the very first show, I had promised then to shave my face and my head, and then I got a jump start on that before the show, and actually did it before the show, and so I felt bad. And then Lee
Hey,
Cooper, if he's here, what's up, Lee? If not, I miss you,
he's
buddy.
on a vacation with his family.
Uh, Lee, connected with me based from that first show, and he's like, "Oh, I can't wait till you shave on Jenna's show on Sunday," and just kind of kept the pressure on that week. And so when it finally came up for it, I'm like, I have no hair that you can see anyway that I can shave. And so I felt obligated to shave something. So yeah, the second show, I shaved one eyebrow and then I shaved the other. So
Yeah, I would never want to shave. I couldn't shave my eyebrows off. I don't. I would not. Yeah, I'll shave my head, but I've
I,
shaved.
I
I'll do the head shaving thing, but the brows. I need my brows.
Yeah, no, your brows are beautiful. They're gorgeous. They arch ever so perfectly. I shave them, and a friend of mine, who is an avid RuPaul's Drag Race fan like me, said, "Are you doing a drag show later? Because all of those queens don't have eyebrows either, so they can draw them on."
Way up higher. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Well, I'm waiting for this poem. I'm being a little impatient to go in here. Tonight is poetry glam.
okay.
Kids. Poetry glam, poetry glam, poetry glam. Tonight, tonight.
Like I said, some of the stuff you're going to need some context for, so maybe I'll give you context after I read it.
What? How you're the reader. You're the Mothman.
Do you now? I sent you the recorded version of this. Can you play it or
Well, but then we wouldn't hear you doing. Come on, just do like two paragraphs of it.
okay, let's see. Well, it all went down 35 years ago. A Navy man and his wife and the Filipino. They added to their fam a muddy little child, born in the jungle, all cute but kind of wild. They took her to the States. They raised her as their own. They gave her lots of things like clothes and a phone. She had doctor dreams and never called it quits, but the closest that she got was some first aid kits. This girl grew up with lots of ambition. Small but a smart mouth was her ammunition. She made herself a life in San Diego, met a lot of cool people, but one she couldn't let go. That's Alex. That's Alex. Go Alex. Go Alex.
I just posted out. Go, Alex, right before you said that.
And then left that all behind. Yeah, for real though. Why did she do it? Because she's Captain Savaho. And so
Okay.
so I'm gonna stop there just to give you some context on that line. So she has a very admirable characteristic and a trait where she wants people to be happy, and the way that she can assist in people getting to that stage of happiness is to help you find a solution to your issues, right? So she comes to the rescue, a lot for people, including me. I am an example of that, because we are fast friends and we communicated every day when I was on the West Coast and she was on the East Coast. We talked every day, and she was a really, really good friend, and I was a really good friend to her. And when she had the opportunity to move me out here, and I had the desire to move out here and separate myself from the West Coast, she welcomed me with open arms. And she gave me a purpose. She gave me, by bringing me out here and allowing me to care for her mom, she gave me that purpose. She gave me that feeling of productivity that I hadn't had in a long time. And so she rescued me. And she
Standing ovation today too. That was for Joy.
But I'll give that to her later. But yeah, no. So she, and she's Captain Savaho. So I am the hoe. She has rescued other people, in that sense. And sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes, that admirable trait has its negative aspects to it, but the intentions are always good, and so there's a little context behind the Captain Savaho line. But yeah, so the rest goes on, but that is the pretty much the real basis of that, is to show my appreciation.
You really know how to write. You've written some wonderful things. I wish you were up sometime at 11 p.m. so we could do our poetry glam, but you set the tone for Sunday morning. So I like that for Sunday morning.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Rob. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Patty.
Morocco. Yeah, Grace is
No, thank you. Thank you. You know, I haven't always been that good man, and it's one of those situations where you learn from your past mistakes, you apply those, you know, and you definitely have to get past all the self guilt and all you know all the stuff that you feel bad about for your past action. You have to get past that, you know. And I always said that. When I kind of made that turn, you know, you wake up every morning, you look in the mirror and you go, "Good morning, asshole," you know, and it, you know, you put it all into context, you know, and you recognize that. So, you
Yeah.
know, exactly, Patty. Yes, yes,
Or we hope to anyway.
yes, most definitely.
We hope to. Well, I think this move has been really great for you.
It has. It really has. You know, you know, it's funny. I moved in May, and I when I in California for my entire life, I had suffered from spring allergies, summer rashes, you know, and stuff like that. So I've had these allergies and hay fever and everything. And my joy was like, you know, you're moving out here, and you know where I'm at, you're surrounded by trees. You're surrounded by foliage, and there's a lot of pollen in the air. I hope you're going to be able to deal with that. And I got out here in May to so the tail end of spring, and nothing.
Oh, wow.
Like you know, it had to have been a regional thing. I'm allergic to California's regional pollen, and the pollen out here is different, and I reacted differently. So, you know, the summer was hot and muggy and humid and wet, so that was something I had to get used to. But now, in the winter, it's cold. It's like maybe 24 right now
There's snow there right now?
outside. I'm sorry.
You have snow?
Yes, yes. It started snowing yesterday morning and it didn't stop for like the entire day. So everything is just covered in snow right now. And it's about 24-ish and I'm thriving in it. It's dry and it's cold. I love the cold. My window is cracked open a little bit. And so I've got an ice box. The entire house is warm. And in my room, it's like
Everybody comes in
a
with a
refrigerator.
You might want to check out what the temperature is. Rob, can you tell us what the temperature is right now where you are? Because have you experienced a Morocco? Have you been on
Have
a
I?
Yeah, have you seen the shows where Rob Morocco has come on and performed a
I
Morocco?
unfortunately I have not. I have
Oh,
not. No.
well, well, you will. And if you go back to Friday night's show, you can see a Morocco. My mother would like to know where you are, Alex.
I'm in upstate New York, just an hour north of the capital of Albany.
You're
Not
near
Albany,
Albany, but Albany.
not Albany, not Albany. It's
Walking down the street
Albany.
in Albany, just another ordinary day. That's a line in one of my songs. I was walking out of the help me, the Mallard, and I ran
Okay, nice. In Albany.
in
Hey,
Albany.
if I didn't already congratulate you verbally,
Oh,
congratulations on your honor with the Google list of jazz superstars.
Amazon.
That is amazing.
Amazon.
I saw the video that you posted when they told you of the honor, and your tears brought tears to my eyes. I was just like the emotion flowed through, and it was amazing. So congratulations.
Thank
That
you.
is awesome.
Thank you.
Guys, I'm friends with a jazz superstar. She's one of my friends. She knows me.
Well, if you look at the list, there are at least 10 people, if not more, from the Bay Area on that list, which is pretty darn cool. It's -5 where Rob Morocco is.
Where's Rob?
Canada. Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada. I I watched what is it? Canadian Bacon the other day.
Oh, isn't that with
John Candy movie.
Candy?
John Candy, Rhea
Watch
Perlman.
Sean Candy. You want to know why? Because I
Why?
cry. Oh, every
Yeah,
time I see him, I loved him so much. I cry.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
Michael.
yeah.
Happy Sunday. I do. Like planes, trains, and automobiles, forget about it. Dude, forget about it. I cry.
Uncle Buck is one of my favorite movies of all time. You know,
Yeah, it really is.
Splash,
Yeah.
Splash with Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah. He
Oh,
played the brother in that. So funny, so
wow.
funny,
Wow.
so funny, so good. -5.
-5. Oh, it'll
At,
get down
at
to
what point?
-30.
So, Rob, I got a question for you. At what point does it just feel cold? Like at what point, it's like hot, hot, humid, humid, 100% humidity. You
But
have
only
nowhere
for
else to
like a
go
week
with it.
and a half. Rob, if you feel like
No,
jumping on and explaining to us about this cold, we're here for you.
yes,
Come on, come
please.
on, come on, come on. He's just said he knew John Candy because John lived in Edmonton. He lived
Oh
in
man,
Edmonton for many years and was the nicest person you could meet.
that
Next to
is
Rob
awesome.
Morocco.
Yeah,
Oh, I
John
know.
Candy is great.
Yeah,
Great people gravitate to each other. So
true. It is true. Let's see if we do get a Morocco on here, he'll explain. Yeah, because in Canada, where they are in Edmonton, it's only warm for like a month and a half. I'm exaggerating. I think it's like 3 months. I think. Is it Rob? Correct me if I'm wrong. But what a Morocco is Rob walks out on his deck. Carol's in the house with the phone. Rob goes out with a jar or cup of water and throws it in the air and it freezes and it crackles. A lot of
wow.
crackle going on. Oh, Succession, dude. We haven't talked Succession. Ah! Wait. Before we start, let me just bring it up.
Succession, awesome.
I might get taken off the air if I play the whole thing. So you watched? You watched
I
it?
did. So, did you watch?
Yes, yes.
Uh,
I
did,
had
you know,
I had to rewatch the last one, just because I was like, whoa, 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 whoa,
yeah,
whoa, whoa. I
there
don't know
was a
what
lot
happened.
going on. There was a lot going on in that finale.
Hold on a
Um,
second, ladies and
I
gentlemen, because he watched it too. Rob Morocco, do 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 do. Zoe in the house. Look at that pretty tree.
Did you cut that down yourself, Rob?
Unmute, unmute, unmute thyself. We are.
There we go.
This is like a little Succession support group right now.
Yeah, I love
Oh, Rob,
actually. Hey, yes, sir.
go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, excuse my. I'm wearing old clothes. Carol and Steph are still sleeping. The sun just basically came up, and I'm gonna go shovel snow again. So,
Because how
but
much snow is there?
we probably have about a couple feet on the ground. It's not dramatic,
Wow.
but because when it gets really cold here, it doesn't usually snow. That's why like it warmed up to about -5 Fahrenheit, and which is a nice, easy day. I have no problems with today. And then that's when it seems the moisture seems to drop. But when it gets really, really, really cold, uh, to me, Michael said, or Michael, I keep saying Michael, Alex said, what would feel cold? And for me, once it hits about -45 Fahrenheit in that range, then -45, and then sometimes we've seen -50, not wind chill, real temperature. That's ridiculous cold. So
Negative
just
50.
Yeah, we were the coldest place on Earth, I think 7 or 8 times last year, where we approached minus 50. So not wind chill. I mean, and we actually had some wind one time. Usually it gets very eerie, like just nothing moves. Everything seems like it's dead. If you walk on the snow, the squeaks and the noise are just brutal. Even the vehicles, you have to plug them in here to keep them to be able to start them if they're outside.
Like you keep
And
them running or plugged in all the time, right?
yeah, so you plug them in, and there's like a battery block heater, so it heats up the motor, so the oil, it doesn't just freeze up. So yeah, but as soon as you're driving, everything amplifies noise. Like the car feels like it's like just like those things in movies where the spaceship or whatever, they're hoping it doesn't fall apart and they hear creaking and they're like the submarine underwater. That's exactly what it is. You hear all these noises. So, but
DOS snow.
yeah, but to think that in my area, Alberta's about the size of Texas. We have about 3.5 million people. Lots of oil here, so lots of people working. But that 1 million and a bit lives in Edmonton, and for 6-7 months of the year, they're in this cold. It's just crazy to think of that, right? So.
And do you go out in it when it's 50 below? Like, do things stop when it's that cold?
No, not really. Like I say, schools don't shut down. They don't, no matter how cold it is or how bad it is, because they don't want kids to get, once in a while, like when I was a kid, we would walk to school, and if the school was closed and you had to walk back, you could be in trouble, right? So they make sure, yeah, everything's open. Some people may not go to work, but there's no, it's minus 40, we're staying home. It's business as usual. Like this week was minus 30 for several, minus 32, minus 33 for several mornings and days, and it's like it was nothing happened. Malls are just as busy. Everybody's crazy. So,
But there's shut down, but things are starting to lock down more also.
now, yeah, it's got really bad. Ontario, where Toronto is on the eastern side of the country, it's about 3,000 miles away from here. They went from 100 cases a day to 2,500 to 3,000 to 4,000 and climbing. So all the province have limited the amount of people. There's hockey games with no people in them again. Sports have been canceled in many places. Some schools won't be going back till mid-January. So yeah, it's caught fast. And Alberta is anybody over the age of 5 in Alberta, the province, state that I live in equivalent, 83.9% of them have at least one vaccine, and over 80% of them are double vaccinated. So we went through the moon. Like most of Canada went quickly, and they're handing free rapid testing kits in Alberta to everybody. So you can have one per family, and then every week there's 10 tests in each. So they're giving as many as they can to help prevent. But
$50 for 2 here.
well, it's free here, so every pharmacist, whatever, and they ran out of them pretty quickly. But they're just constantly going to be sending them, so people can get tested. But airport stuff changed. Canada now requires the full, instant test for anybody flying in again, not just the 72 hours, and so. Yeah, it's
you don't have to pay to quarantine. Or maybe you do if you test positive, probably.
Yeah, if you're positive, you're not coming. There's a hockey team called the Calgary Flames, NHL. They haven't played now for over a week because they have 30 to 35 players with COVID. These are elite athletes, best of food, training, and they're double vaccinated because all hockey players have to be to travel the border. And there were guys that got pretty sick, and so even our team didn't.
Omicron, Delta?
Omicron is the one that's just.
They're Omicron. Okay.
Yep.
In British Columbia, in the capital, I read this today. In the British capital, today was the largest rise in cases in the city since the pandemic began, with 26,000 new cases recorded in 24 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
in the UK.
I wonder what the
Yeah.
mortality rate is on that, like, you know, compared to when it was before, when there wasn't very few vaccinated people, all the older people were
Mm.
passing away. Like, what's the mortality rate on that? Are there people from that 26,000? How many of those people, like,
I didn't read that. I mean, we didn't discuss that. It was just talking how
Yeah.
quickly it's rising. But
From here, the we watch the hospital and emergency. Yeah, the hospital emergency rates have dropped, over the last few months, but now they're beginning to climb. So people are going in. It's becoming a disease for the unvaccinated for
oh, in
sure.
Michigan, where I am,
Mhm.
hospitals are at red alert, highest capacity. Nurses are getting sick. They can't. There's like 2 nurses to a floor in some places. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
we had some young kids that they've got it as well. I was saying, I think on yesterday's show 2 days ago, that just a 2-month-old baby that was healthy, born healthy, brought home, somehow contracted this Omicron and died within days of being brought back to the hospital. So it's made people very nervous. And that was in Montreal. It was just most doctors were kind of surprised how quick and fast that happened. So it's made a lot of people nervous here. Again, maybe it's just milder, but it's they said this Omicron will in fact infect everyone, like, because of how fast it stays in the air and how fast it infects. So I'm limiting my out right now. Ontario is asking for stay home again, to the best that you can and stuff. So we'll see. So what it's
Is
just,
that one of many trees that happen in your house?
yeah,
Is
we
that-
have another one, a big, like a 10-foot tree that goes in the living room, but that hasn't went up yet. That's Carol's and my tree, with has ornaments my mom made when she was sick from way back. And so it's a huge tree. But Steph has to have a tree all the time. So she puts all her little ornaments that she's had as a kid.
That's beautiful.
So,
That's
but
beautiful.
this tree, when it's done, the ornaments come off. The lights are part of the tree. I just put a couple of garbage bags over it and carry it downstairs into a place, and that's where it goes. Yes, little guy. What?
Hi, Zoe girl.
He's wanting like
So
attention
5
from
below
me,
is
eh?
not too bad for Zoe, I guess.
What's that?
5 below is not too bad for Zoe.
No, because it's for cold. But I can tell she'll go out when it's minus 30, 35, just feet off the deck. And immediately she does this thing. I don't know if you can see her paws up kind of thing. She'll oh, it's hard to see with the camera. She just sits
It's
there and puts her paw,
adorable.
doesn't want to touch the ground, eh? So, but
Girl, he's so cute.
she just follows me around everywhere.
She's adorable.
Oh,
I've
you
lost.
say,
I see us here, but I don't see it on Facebook. Okay, here I am. Here.
black suits you, Jenna, on that shirt. That definitely suits you. So
I like.
there you go.
I like black.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, it does.
Well, this is what the magnet is, Alex. My friend, I took the photo of me in my bathroom, and then Carol colorized it because she's the bomb, and then Mare and I did
Uh-huh.
the graphics, and then we had these made. And
I
then
love it.
Carol,
Yeah.
Rob had these made.
So
y'all-
where when I'm ready to make my purchase, where do I go? What do I do?
you contact us and let us know you want to order one, and then you pay for it via, I'll post it here right now.
Yeah.
You can pay it through Zelle, Venmo, PO Box, PayPal, or even Patreon, I guess. Why not? You could Patreon it.
Nice. Okay.
Just say
Okay.
let her know your size and color. Like, you look like you're a small, maybe medium. Like, not just kidding.
Women's medium.
Medium? Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that. My friend bought me my first Adidas tracksuit, right? Which I've always in the back of my mind have wanted since Run DMC and the hip hop and the b-boys time of rap music. And so they finally bought one for me, but it's a 1X. And so I put it on, and my buddy described it as looking a half squeezed tube of toothpaste in it, because my legs are skinny. My other leg, the other leg is really skinny, and then I got the big round belly. So yeah, I wear medium.
Are you a 2X but comfortable in a 3X?
No, I'm a 2X, and I try. My friend Joy, she bought me an early Christmas present, which I forced her to give me last night, and that's a winter jacket for here, and so it's got the hood and it's got the zip up neck that only does it here because I have no neck, but she jokes that it's not a Chinese 2X because I had bought a hoodie that had a graphic of Gene Simmons on the front, right? This huge Gene Simmons Kiss Army, graphic. And I'm not a fan. I just caught my eye. I'm like, yeah. And $8? Sure. And then I ordered it off of Wish. And so, when you order stuff off of Wish, you get it like 6 months later.
Right.
It's on that literal slow boat from China.
But there is no return.
Exactly. I can tell that the dog is engrossed in this story. It's awesome.
Love it.
She will not leave me. She's like trying to grab me. That's how she is.
We need dog shirts. 11/11 with Jenna dog shirts.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So
all
when Mara
dogs,
gets
all the puppies.
when Mara gets that one, let me know, and we can get that sorted out. But
I just didn't send it.
Yeah, just let Jenna know all your particulars and stuff like that, and then we'll get whatever size Alex or to anybody else that's listening and get that off to you, and you can wear it. So 100% cotton. Some people want that mixed, between cotton and really it's like it's hard, the don't sweat polyester. Like, well, I have golf shirts that I have to wear 100. Mind you, I'm not in California, but up here I'll wear 100% cotton and XX. If I had to get into a large or even a 1X, I'm like a tube of toothpaste for sure too. So unfortunately,
right.
XX, everything's XX. Period.
I rock a couple XX. I have a couple of my brother's sweaters, and there's
okay.
1X and a XX sweater that I roll around in about this time. I should get it out. Yeah,
but that's a medium shirt, Jenna? Does that fit you? Is that too small for you?
Medium? These are all mediums, right?
Yeah. Because I know you like super baggy, right?
No, it's not baggy. And if
no,
I
you like baggy.
I don't like tight. I mean, this would normally I would think would feel like a small.
Wow.
But
yeah,
but I like this. No, I guess this is a medium because it's a little long, but it just fits. Like there's room in it. Wow. It's not tight. So yeah, it's a good medium.
Yeah, interesting.
So if anyone wants a medium, I have a couple of these too.
Yeah, and more coming on the way. So of the different really great looking shirts, the ones that you'll see them, you'll really enjoy them. So
did you get one for yourself?
So the long sleeve.
Yes.
Okay.
So can I ask a question? The long sleeve shirt, is it going to be like just a standard cotton long sleeve, or it's going to be like that baseball cut where it's like the faux vest?
Well, they can actually do any type of shirt, like, from the little crew neck thing to long sleeve to half sleeve to longer sleeve. So I know when I was there, they had like a book of shirts of every type of kind of shirt you can. Some become very expensive depending on what it is, hoodies and all that stuff. So they can print anywhere once they had the art ready. And there's a couple of other places we're looking at to help Jenna. Like I say, a little bit more than what, maybe a shirt at Walmart for sure. But the price is for Jenna is to kind of help offset the cost. And
right.
The ones you're getting, like right now, I feel like we're on QVC. We're on JVC right now. See how this is like a what do you call it? It's
a thermal.
Yeah, it's its own thing. Hear it? But the ones that you're getting or have it now in stock, this is all silk screened into the fabric. Am I saying
Okay.
it correctly, Rob?
Correct. Yeah. There's a new digital type of special print, and it's like I know they talked about making sure. It's funny, I didn't even think about t-shirts, but they said that there's toxicity in some of the
Great,
inks
thanks.
that the low cost countries use, but this 100% safe, kind of some vegetable based special ink that goes into the shirt, so you don't feel anything. It's just like just like a pattern on a shirt that you would buy at the store, you know, like this shirt here. This is a beat up shirt, but it's just like that. It feels, and the colors come out really nice. They're bright. So
They're like a waffle. The fabric in the long sleeve is like a little bit thermal waffly feeling, you said?
oh, on the long sleeves?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I thought you said it had some kind of weave to it. Anyway, well, I'm excited.
I like the shininess to the shirt that you're wearing right now. It reminds me of the concert shirts. Like you go to the concert, right? And you get the merch aisle, and not like, you know, the small venue. I'm talking about the big venues, like
Dude,
you
I'm
go
all
see
about the merch.
like Stacy Ladisaw or somebody at the Yoga Coliseum, right? And they have that type of merch where it's like vinyl like in its appearance. And
Yeah.
you know, that's what that shirt reminds me of.
Yeah.
I'm all about the merch. I have CDs, I have magnets, I have t-shirts, I have cards. I got it all, brother.
Word.
Well, kids, I have a dog that's glaring at me. Are we going outside today? She's if you see this little red, see that red right there? That's Lily
Yes.
Pearl.
Oh my God.
She's underneath that. And then
I can see.
see that green right there?
Yeah.
That's one of those laser lights. So up in this, if you look on the ceiling, there's all those little green and red things. We did that this morning for a little while. Had the curtains closed and we had a little jam session.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
I liked your video yesterday of her too, so that was cool.
Oh, wasn't that cool? You know that, does your phone do that to you? For you?
I haven't even tried that. I was thinking of that. I thought maybe it was like a TikTok video you put together or something.
No, Alex, do you have an iPhone?
No, I have an Android.
Okay. On iPhones, where your photos are, or today, like it'll show this, like there's this photo happened today, and it's a photo of my father, November 16th, November 4th.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
And then it'll do like today too, like a photo from today. St. Joseph, December 16th. Is today the 16th? No, today's the 18th.
No, 19th today.
Today's the 19th. Yeah. Oh, there's one of Lillian in the sun. Yeah.
Facebook does.
It'll make
Facebook does the memories.
Yeah.
Right?
This.
Make a movie.
Memories.
Yeah.
This will make a movie.
Okay, I have to check that out.
Okay.
Like I just saw a photo.
Facebook. Right. Now Facebook does something similar in its memories that I like going through, and then every once in a while, Google will pop up with like, this picture was taken, 3 years ago when you were happy. This weird kind of stuff. But it doesn't.
And now when you look at it, you want to delete it. So I just deleted one of those. There you go. Out of there. But yeah, I have to, she just walked back over to her little red silk blanket, and I need to take her for a walk. But I love hanging out with you guys. So next week it will be, I think, is that Christmas Day is Sunday? Oh, is that the day after? Is that the day after Christmas?
Day after, right?
Okay. Will you be here?
Yeah, I think it's the day after.
Will you
Boxing
come
Day.
back?
Day after?
Boxing Day.
Yep, it's a national holiday in Canada. So we get Monday and Tuesday off in lieu of Saturday and Sunday. So there you go.
All right.
That's so Canadian. Canadian, they're giving you 2 days off after the weekend.
Yep.
So
Important.
I love Rob. I love your accent.
I have an accent. I do, Alex. I didn't know. You know, some people will say, you know, they know that I'm not, like Canadians will tell me that I'm Italian, but I was born and raised here. Of course, my parents were very Italian speaking, but yeah, I do have a lot of my American friends, and the company will go, "Is that right, Rob? Because they'll hear me put those in and all that kind of stuff. So, but
For me, it's the inflection. It's the timbre rather than the because I talk like a Northern Californian, and I don't hear my accent, but then other people hear my accent, and I don't. But for me, it's the Canadian timbre as your voice rises and closes. That's the Canadian tip off for me. Yeah.
I thought it was just my mumbling that I always get heck for, but
no,
anyway.
It's very sweet. You know, you kind of it's part of it comes from the shape of the mouth.
Yeah. This one's been hit by some hockey pucks, so it's been altered a few times. So,
well, how many bones have you had broken? Nose twice?
My nose 3 times. So 3 times.
You can't tell.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at this. This is scar tissue here. They want to fix this and take some out here, and I said no, because I have terrible bleeding noses through my younger adult. I haven't had for a while, knock on wood, but terrible, like trauma type, right? Where you're in trauma 1 to try to get them stopped. So, and that's just from smashing it to Bolivian pucks, skiing, football, you name it. So, but
when was the last hockey game?
When was the last hockey game?
Yeah, for you. When was the last time you competed like that?
Oh, you know what? I did it to. I'm 61. I just turned 61, but I think my last competitive game was mid 40s. I still played whenever I can, but like competitive to where, you know, you can get injured. Like I've got little scars and cuts in my eyebrows everywhere from sticks, but that's when, you know, since then everybody gets older, and then you get kids, and then my work is too much, right? To do it. And ice time for us, because we have indoor places to play and outside, but ice time for the older people is at 11 o'clock at night or later. So there are adult men's leagues, because we make sure the kids go first, right? The younger kids and whatever after school. And then adult, you know, older adult is usually 10:30, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So it's pretty hard to do that, then come home, get up, and then start a kind of a crazy work day, right? So I'm like Succession without the killing each other, or, you know, that kind of stuff. But it's like that, I feel, daily for me, all the drama and the politics and sorting out things. And so.
And then circle back to Succession. That was nice.
Oh, Succession. That's why I was going to say the Italian part. Grace wants to know if you speak Italian, Rob.
Parlo italiano, sì. You know, of course, I can speak Italian. I can understand it 100%. Perfect. I don't have enough people speaking Italian around me, except when I go visit some family. But yeah, I can speak Italian, listen to Italian. I have a lot of Italian Facebook friends that, and some relatives there still. So, but yeah, for sure.
I need to make an Italian record.
Yeah, you know, you would be like, as soon as my dad's, I was like, Jenna Mamina, questa signora is Italiano? And I said, yeah. And she's like, oh. So they think you're so Italian that it's beyond belief, right? When they looked at you. So Italian was
an Italian record with my friend Peppino D'Agostino.
Ah.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe Andrea Bocelli too, maybe 1 or 2. So.
Okay.
You know, if you do it,
go ahead.
Oh, Succession. Yes.
I do what? What, Alex?
No, if you do, I don't know if this is possible. I put in a request, but I would love to hear your rendition of Nessun Dorma.
Oh, my favorite song of all time.
Wouldn't that song sound so beautiful? Jenna sang it, Rob.
Oh, it should be like you'd be like a hero. If you want to hear Jenna when you have time, put World Euro Cup, Euro just as Euro spelled Euro Cup, Andrea Bocelli opening, and he sang that song. It made I think it was something like 80 million comments, and everybody from everywhere around the world said we don't have to play the tournament anymore. That was enough.
That was
So
it.
yeah,
Wow,
Euro
wow.
Cup. This was it's
Okay, I
goofy. It
got
was just played this summer.
I got it right here.
Oh,
For me it was Luciano Pavarotti.
yeah.
And when they used it in The Witches of Eastwick, that's when I first got introduced to it. It was a scene where Jack Nicholson is spinning the three women on the gurney, and they're spinning around in that big hall, and they fall into like the balloons, and they're floating above the pool. Nessun Dorma is playing throughout that thing. It's a beautifully shot scene and a great movie. But that's when I first heard it, and then I've sought out various renditions. I have to look that one up too, Rob, because I haven't
Look it
heard
up.
that one.
Like
He did.
Aretha Franklin, if you've ever heard that.
Yeah,
Aretha Franklin
Okay.
version is like
they did good.
Sorry.
you
Yeah.
want to drop your fur coat when you're done with that. Done.
Yeah.
All right, maybe Rolf and I
Right.
we could do our own version.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah,
You
that would be
could.
beautiful. I could.
And-
Yeah.
And any of the things that Sarah Brightman did, you could do as well, for sure, with your voice. So
Yeah, thank you. I think so. Yeah, Aretha did
I
stuff
vote.
for Luciano Pavarotti at the Grammys because he couldn't do
Yeah,
it. She learned it that
yeah.
day. She went, okay, I guess
Wow.
I'm doing it.
Wow.
It's
Wow,
fabulous.
that's amazing.
But
That's amazing.
Succession in Italy,
Yeah.
crazy.
Beautiful, right? Beautiful. Interesting article I read about how in that scene where Kieran Culkin's heading out on the boat to visit with the Matson, the character's name is, right? And they're traveling out to this area. I can't remember the area that they were traveling to in Italy, but it's like the Riviera, French Riviera type style, and how the character Matson is just like, meh, I'm bored with all this luxury, and it
Yeah.
was just so Succession like. It like grinds it in your face that they're all just kind of taking for granted this lifestyle that they've been given. You know,
Yeah.
it was very telling in that writing. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the show. This season has been amazing.
Yeah, I watched it all, but the going across the water scenes, which has happened a few times to that guy's house, they just did it to perfection, right? The feeling, sitting on the boat, the look, and then nonchalant. Everybody else would be like, but to them it was just like, we're taking a water taxi next.
My grandfather had one of those boats.
Yeah.
Little wooden Chris-Craft boat. It was just
Nice.
But it was our little runaround boat. But now it's a cool thing. But so cool.
But I better escape my dog screaming to go outside, and I got to go monitor, and then I'll go start shoveling snow. But
don't
fantastic.
shovel for too long.
Yeah, I know. I do neighbors as well, so I got 2 other neighbors that I do to help out since they're older. But so it's an episode of shoveling for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Jenna.
Yeah, no, thank you, Rob, very much.
Hi, Julie.
Thank you, bro.
Does anybody have a letter for me? Pick a letter, please.
C for Canada. Oh, Canada.
He left so quick. Oh, Canada. Oh, yes, and oh, Alex, there you go. And MC Macaroni is my friend, I see. And I'm so glad that you are here today. Like TV, yes, I do. I really like having you on the show. And I'll see you next Sunday too. And Rob Morocco, you left so quickly now. But I guess so we has to go out right now. And I hope that all of you have a beautiful day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and be real nice. And oh, Canada, let's think about how we'll make this a rhyme. Have careful thoughts, countless words, and a really, really, really comforting heart. Big hug to you.
Real hard.
Real
Love
hard.
you.
Love everybody. Love hard. See you later. Say hello to
Deuces.
Joy and the fam.
I will. Thank you. Take care, everybody. Have Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
I'll
Alex.
see you the day after.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.